I got a mysterious box in the mail. Who could this be from? And what's inside? The mystery, the intrigue, it's all happening right here, right now. Yeah, it's the Jazza's art box. The Jazza's Jazzy art box? Something like that. Lots of jazz, lots of jizz. It's an art box, and it's awesome. And I'm going to be creating some artwork using stuff from this art box. But I'm going to be doing 2 drawings. One using my regular art supplies, and the other using equipment from just this box. First off, I want to thank Jazza for sending me this art box. It's not a sponsored video, it's nothing like that. I didn't have to make this video. And in fact, I was so slow making this video, you can't even get this art box anymore. It's already sold out. I'm so late to this whole art box party. I'm sorry. But I'm here now, and I'm going to try and make a sick art video for you guys. So smash like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Jazza, if you're watching this, thanks so much for the art box and the custom note. I appreciate it. Damn! What the? Jazza, you just gave me some inspiration for my drawing. Thanks for the gift. Now, I'm gonna draw you as a brain-dead zombie. I'm sorry, Jazza. It's nothing personal. That's just how we do it on this channel. More brains! I decided to add a bit more damage to the character, so I'd be able to draw more gore later on, giving Jazza's avatar the full Jordan Persegati transformation experience. Originally, this was going to be the only artwork of this video. I was going to use my Copics, my Multiliners, and all the art supplies I'm used to using and know I can create something cool with. But then I thought, that's a cop-out. I want to try using all these art supplies in Jazza's art box, which I don't know how to use, and I don't know if it's going to turn out well or not, and see what happens. I'll be coming back to this drawing later in the video, and also narrating a Creepypasta horror story. So stick around for that if you want to see how this drawing turns out. But now, let's open Jazza's art box again, and see what we can create. So dramatic. There's actually a lot of cool art supplies in here. I decided to narrow it down for this drawing and use some of the key art supplies which I know I enjoy. So we've got the pencil, we've got fine liners, we've got a nice sketch pad in here, and of course, I want to try using the markers. I'm curious to see how they'll compare to my beloved Copics, so let's see how they weigh up. I'm actually a Copic ambassador, so don't tell Copic about this video, or I'll be in trouble. Shh. I haven't used a sketchbook in so long, so I'm excited to open this one up and make a start on it. And who knows, maybe one day I'll even finish it. Oi, keep it down, you little shit! The neighbour's kids. Frickin' annoying. Anyway, anger management aside, I'm going to start working on the sketch. And what I thought would be really fun was revisiting an old character of Jazza's. I don't know if he still uses this mascot, but it was the dancing monkey mascot. And I just thought it'd be really fun to do a bit of a twisted version of it. Like a zombie monkey or something. You know, maybe this is how Jazza got infected and turned into a zombie. He was playing with his dancing monkey, and it had rabies, and it bit him, and now everyone's turning into zombies. I started with the innocent drawing of the monkey, and then progressively changed up some of the elements, blacking out the eyes, making sharp, pointy teeth, and just making it creepy. I had a few different ideas on how I wanted to do the teeth. I thought about having big chompers, or having sharp little razor teeth, and I kind of settled on the razor teeth. I don't know if I like it or not. I decided to add a long, weird tongue. I don't know why, I just thought it was creepy and it kind of matched Jazza's big tongue. In the drawing, not in real life. I don't know if he has a big tongue. Maybe he does. I don't know. Ask his wife. That's not something I'd know. Let's get back on track. So I'm using the fine liners for this. Came with a little box. There's a nice assortment of fine liners. They're actually all pretty thick. I'm used to using a lot finer multi-liners in my Copic selection, but these do the trick. They still work really well, and if you want to do some bolder outlines, they work awesome. But if you're trying to do super fine details, you can't really beat the Copic Multiliner SP 0.03. Hashtag sponsored, hashtag Copic ambassador. Don't worry, Copic, I still got your back. Jokes aside, I actually had so much fun doing this. The inking, the ink pens were nice, the sketchpad was nice as well. I was a little bit skeptical at first because I saw in the video where Jazza talked about some of the art supplies inside the box, he kind of warned that maybe the sketchpad wasn't optimal for the markers because he wanted to have a paper which worked with pencil well and also worked with the markers. And I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't use any pencils in this drawing, but I can tell they'd work pretty reasonably on this paper, and the markers and the inking marker especially worked great. I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of everything that I used in the box. I'm often skeptical with things. I have a pretty high standard of what I think is good quality and what isn't, but I was really happy. I'm pleasantly surprised, and if I didn't like the stuff in there, I probably wouldn't have made this video. So, well done Jazza for making a really good box with lots of quality stuff. I know it was probably a tough decision choosing what price point you wanted to do this, to kind of do something affordable but still do good quality, and I personally much prefer something that's good quality and paying a little bit more for that, and I think he hit a really good balance in this art box. So, awesome job. Thumbs up from me. I'm getting close to finishing the inking for this zombie monkey. We've got maggots, we've got intestines falling out of his ripped stomach, we've got funguses growing everywhere, fungi, fungolia. It's looking disgusting. Just how I like it. Not creepy at all. It's time to crack open the markers and start colouring. Now what I will say, first impressions of these markers are, they're quite thick and chunky, just how I like my potato chips, but in comparison to Copics, which are sleek and smooth, these are chunky. Like, when you see someone who's fit and sleek and you're like, damn, you look good. And then they've got the slightly chunky friend and you're like, I'm sure you've got a great personality. These markers are like them. They're chunky on the outside, but they work well. They've got a good personality on the inside. The marker tips are nice. They're pointed well. You can still do good detail. They blend well. They layer well. There might not be a massive colour selection in this box. There's only 12 after all, but I found just by layering the colours you could get a surprising variety of tones. And I actually like the fact that there's only 12 colours because having a limited colour scheme almost frees you a little bit. You don't have to think so much about choosing which shade of green or which shade of red. There's only one shade of each one in this set, so it's all about layering some of the grey tones on the reds. Doing that type of thing and being creative in that way will still get you an awesome result. Do these replace Copics? No, but for someone starting out, it's a really great box because it's not daunting. You just go in with what you have and you can still create something really cool. Something that I've found to be true is by limiting yourself at the beginning, so you're starting out at art, by having a limited amount of art supplies, is actually a really good way to learn. You learn how to utilize what you do have to its fullest extent before overwhelming yourself with too many options. For example, if you've never used Copics before and you go out and buy the whole collection over 300 markers, that is going to be really difficult on knowing where to even begin, what colours to use. It's just too much. Sometimes it's better to just strip it back to the minimal and use what you have well before jumping into all this crazy stuff. Take for example the humble grey lead pencil. It's what a lot of us begin with, and it's an awesome way to learn how to draw because you're not worried about colour, you're just worried about a pencil. That's it. And you can create really awesome artworks with just a grey lead pencil. I get a lot of messages with people saying, My artworks aren't that great because I don't have good art supplies. And yes, good art supplies definitely help. Having nice paper helps, having nice markers. Sometimes you're missing the colours that you need for a certain piece. That's true, but I still believe a good artist can create something awesome with any supplies. Like literally anything. If you're creative and you use it to its fullest potential, you can create something really cool. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need all the expensive art supplies. It's definitely not true. Work with what you have, build up your skills, and you'll create awesome art. Anyway, little self-indulgent art rant over. So's this drawing. I hope you like how it turned out. I had heaps of fun drawing this. Now I'm gonna go back in and finish my drawing of Jazza with my Copics. I'm gonna be reading a horror story, so the mood's gonna get a bit serious. Put your headphones in and enjoy. The Art Teacher. She stalked the dark hallways of the school, making sure she made no unnecessary sounds that would attract anyone. She had been following her art teacher for a few minutes now, and was positive that she had seen him wander into the school building. She checked her watch. She had about an hour till the curfew. The school was deserted, as it had been for the last summer month. She was being extra cautious. She didn't want anyone seeing her follow her teacher into the school. That could only bring trouble. She followed her teacher into the dark hallways. Her teacher seemed to be wandering aimlessly, oblivious to his follower. She waited for him to move into someplace quieter so she could make her move. Finally, her teacher stopped in front of the bathroom, probably intrigued by the sound of rumbling pipes, and slowly made his way inside. Perfect, she muttered to herself as she reached around for her pink backpack and withdrew a bloodied, solid lead pipe from within and made her way into the bathroom. She carefully closed the bathroom door behind her and ever so softly turned the lock. The soft click of the lock made her teacher turn around to face her. She could see the look of confusion in the man's eyes. She followed his gaze to the lead pipe in her hands and watched as his face contorted into a hideous snarl as he lunged towards her, a smile forming on her lips. She sidestepped and drove the pipe with all her might into the back of his head with a sickening thump. She watched him crash into the floor. Soon enough, a pool of dark blood formed around his head. She had done this way too often than she cared to admit. As her art teacher lay on the white tiled bathroom floor, twitching uncontrollably from the skull bashing he had received just a few seconds earlier, she stood over him, her feet on either side of his waist. She looked him right in the eye and said, "This is for the C- you gave me on my last assignment," and drove the pipe into his skull again, finishing him. As she wiped blood and brains from the lead pipe, the walkie-talkie in her backpack crackled. "Bulldog, this is Base. What's your status? Over." "Base, this is Bulldog. The school is clear. I repeat, the school is clear. Returning to base now. Over and out." She made her way out of the bathroom. She glanced towards the corpse of her art teacher and muttered to herself, "Man, this zombie apocalypse is stressful." Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support me, make sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. I upload new videos every week. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.